But let's get to the core allegation here, that the unvaccinated are somehow dangerous to the rest of the country. That's what the president just said. Before we assess all of Biden's claims, let's take a quick trip back to reality. So unvaccinated people may theoretically be in danger of getting sick from COVID. Everybody's got to make that determination personally based on your age and your health. But the unvaccinated pose precisely zero danger to anyone who has been vaccinated. None. Let's repeat that because it's the central point here and it's almost never made. If you are vaccinated against COVID-19, you face no conceivable danger whatsoever from people who have not been vaccinated. Unvaccinated people cannot hurt you, so calm down. That's the science. And if you don't believe the science, then you have instead embraced witchcraft and superstition. Please get a grip and excuse yourself from any conversation about public policy because you are too irrational to contribute to it. Again, the vaccinated face no health threat from the unvaccinated. And the fact the president is claiming otherwise is shocking and wrong. Now to Biden's claim that the unvaccinated are somehow destroying our hospital system. Oh, the irony, one of many. This is the same president who is allowing hundreds of thousands of illegal aliens to enter our country every single month and promising them all free health care. So the next time you show up at the emergency room and can't get in, next time your injury or illness is ignored because there aren't enough people to serve you in the hospital, you can rest assured it's not unvaccinated Americans who are clogging the system. It's not. It's the rest of the world. In just 8 months, Joe Biden has done more than any president in our history to wreck the American healthcare system. And yet, he is blaming it in one of the great acts of political diversion ever on people who won't take the shot.
But this is a pandemic of the unvaccinated. The unvaccinated overcrowd our hospitals, overrunning emergency rooms and intensive care units, leaving no room for someone with a heart attack or a cancer operation needed to get the life-saving care because the places where they would get that care are crowded. They are not available.
Such an outrageous lie. It's unbelievable. More than 1 million people coming in this year who he promised free health care. And he's blaming it on people who didn't get the shot, many of whom have natural immunity and are less likely to get sick than a vaccinated person from COVID. What a lie. But let's assume it's true. Let's assume emergency rooms and ICUs are overrun with the unvaccinated. Then why is the Biden administration forcing healthcare workers to quit with vaccine mandates? That's happened across the country. Whole wards and hospitals have been shut down because of Joe Biden's mandates. It might be nice to have more doctors and nurses around in an emergency. By the way, at this point, and it could change, emergency rooms are not overrun with COVID patients. More than 20% of inpatient beds in this country are open and available as of tonight. That's according to HHS data. Intensive care units, which are supposed to be occupied as close to capacity as possible, are not full anywhere in the country. What we do have, and is getting worse, is a severe staffing shortage at hospitals. Massive. And the mandates are making it much, much worse. Ask anyone in healthcare in the state of California, or in any state. At one major hospital in Dallas, the Parkland Health and Hospital System, there's no one to bathe or turn patients anymore. They don't have enough staff. At the University of Arkansas's Medical Center in Little Rock, officials have been offering $25,000 signing bonuses to new nurses, and yet they are still short-staffed. So looking at that, that is a crisis. What's Joe Biden's answer? Fire as many nurses as possible, because the unvaccinated, according to Joe Biden, are the root of all these problems. It's the pandemic of the unvaccinated. Think about that. Blaming regular Americans for a virus that American bureaucrats funded and the Chinese military created. If you don't follow his made-up laws with no precedent in all of American history, you're the reason we're all suffering. It's your fault, Middle America. Of course it is. It's always Middle America's fault. What a lie. And no, it's not just a pandemic of the unvaccinated. That's a lie too. It's just not true. Vaccines do appear to lower the death rate across the population from COVID, but they certainly don't prevent death from COVID. They don't. Look at the CDC numbers. According to the CDC, thousands of vaccinated Americans have died so far of COVID-19. According to the CDC, about 13,000 more have been hospitalized with life-threatening COVID symptoms. Vaccinated people. Doesn't mean the vaccines are bad or not worth taking. We're not making that case. We're just making the obvious, scientifically justifiable observation that no, it's not just the unvaccinated who get sick and die from COVID. It's not. That's a lie. The Biden administration knows it's lying. They do it anyway, and so do their lackeys. Here's the view.